I'm going to do a little video today on prepping your horse into getting them started to try to drive them. So I'm not going to line drive her or anything today. I'm going to go over what I do before I start to put the harness on and before I start to line drive my horses. Now, Nova is going to be in my introduction to driving clinic in October. I offer like introduction to driving clinics and beginner driving clinics for my clients and for people to start to get into driving. So what I really want to focus on right now before I put her into the harness is her ground manners and how well she can listen and respond to me. As you can see, Nova is a little bit aggressive and she's a bit of a biter. So I'm going to have to, we've been working on it, and although she's a lot better than when she first came here, she is still of a little bit of an attitude. So what I like to see before I put my horses in harness is I like to see that they can listen and respond to me. So if I ask them to back Nova, back Nova, back Nova, back Nova, good girl, step up, step up, step up, good girl. I want them to do that. Although she gave me a little resistance, and although you can see she's trying to bite me, it is a lot better than if a horse that would refuse to back altogether. I want them to be able to walk with me and turn around with me. To be able to listen to my commands as I tell them, especially because once you start with driving training and get them into a cart, the only thing controlling that horse is your voice and the lines. And it can be really dangerous, especially if the horse does not listen to you. Which is why I'm waiting to put her in the cart for so long. This is August, and like I said, I'm not going to put her into the harness until October. I believe my clinic is October 20th. So that gives me over a month, almost 2 months of working with her in hand before I put her in the harness. And in the introduction to driving clinic that I'm going to do with her, when I show my clients how to work with the horse and how to get them to line drive, that will be her very first time having a harness on her and being introduced to line driving. So right now I'm just prepping her for those moments. I want her to be able to trot with me if I can get her to trot. There we go. There we go, good girl. I want her to be able to trot with me as I kiss at her. As when you're driving, a lot of people kiss and click. I'm more of a kisser with my horses than a clicker. And that's just because when I first got my first horse, she responded better to kissing than clicks. So it just kind of stuck with me, and that's what I do with all my training horses and all my personal horses. So I want her to be able to speed up with kissing, but slow down with a whoa. We are working on ground tying with her, but she hasn't quite got the hand of ground tying, as she is a bit pushy. And when she does not get her way, she's a bit aggressive and she is a biter. And she even kicks when she does not get her way either, which is why she has not been introduced to my lesson program. She's one of the couple horses that I own that aren't actually in my lesson program. The majority of the horses I own are in my lesson program. So I also, when I talk to my clients about what I want to see in their horses before we start getting into driving, you also want them to be able to connect with you. The better you can connect with a horse, the better you can have with them in driving. Although Nova and I do connect, like I said, she's just pushy and she wants to get her way, and she gets mad at me when I do not give her her way. which is what you're seeing right here as she's pinning her ears, baring her teeth at me. These are all things that we are working on with her aggression issues. I would really recommend that you get at least a few months of ground training, even though a horse should have basic ground manners at the least before you drive them. But they should be able to respond to kisses or clicks to get them to speed up, whoa or ho to slow down. Even better yet, if you can do some liberty work with your horses before you start driving them, especially working with them on if they can't see you but they'll still listen to you aspects of their training, or if you're not comfortable with line driving them or putting them in a harness, getting their driving bridle with the blinders on so that they can't always see you but they'll respond to you all the time, which is very important with driving. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section and I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. Like I said, this was more of a video on what I like to see before I start driving or line driving horses. As you can see, Nova is not what I like to see when I start this process. Nova is still very, very green, and she still needs a lot of work before I put her in the harness, which is why it'll be about 2 more months before I start line driving her. We'll do basic things with her, such as in-hand, speed events, and showmanship. Those are all great things to do with your horse before you start line driving, as it'll get them to respond to you, to listen to you, before you work with a more complicated and more potentially dangerous situation than just halter.